Story though is about an unlikely fix that could help thousands of New Zealanders affected by traumatic brain injuries.
That's so hard to say.
It is hard to say. Every year, it's normally a beacon of Christmas hope. It's going to be a beacon of a whole lot more. We hope. Here's Matt Chisholm in Taupo.
It's everywhere. The backbone of our buildings, by far and away our most planted tree.
Christmas tree?
Christmas trees, definitely.
And for some, an invasive species that's nothing more than a pain in the old proverbial.
This could be a real revolution for brain injury.
What? Brain injury? Yep, the humble kiwi pine, and more specifically its bark extract, is fast becoming a symbol of hope for millions of brain injury sufferers just like Neville all around the world.
Sounds almost too good to be true.
Yes, it definitely does, but we're living proof.
While 51-year-old Neville Boyes looks pretty sweet on the saddle now,
Get a bit nervous.
just 20 months ago, when training for his local Round Lake Taupo road race, an accident involving a car all but killed him.
He had swallowed 9 of his teeth right down into the bottom of his lungs, so his lungs were also collapsing.
We're talking traumatic brain injury?
Yes, extensive TBI. He had bleeding from numerous areas of the brain.
Neville, what do you remember about the accident?
Absolutely nothing.
Neville fought for his life for weeks, then spent months in a brain injury clinic before returning home to Taupo, where a new fight, this time against fatigue, was fought.
I was coming home, he was asleep. I was cooking tea, he was asleep. I would wake him for dinner and he'd go back to sleep.
There was nothing there. My whole life's plan had just disintegrated in front of me.
I had to do everything for him. You know, help him shave, help him dress. He had no balance. He had to be showered.
Karen became desperate and needed help with her hubby. So as we do nowadays, she got on the net and discovered a Kiwi product called Enzogenol, a product made from pine bark extract.
After 6 weeks, I noticed a marked improvement. He wasn't asleep when I came home. He would stay awake until after dinner, and then he'd trot off to bed.
I do what she says at the moment,
It's a smart move.
in most things.
How do you know for sure it's Enzogenol that's helped in Neville's recovery?
I don't think that you can ever know, but I think it's been a huge contributing factor.
After just 6 months, Neville was back at work part-time, full-time within a year, and back on a new bike, with the wife following close behind, training for that race. All milestones the experts said would take 5 or 6 years.
I've got to say you're pretty brave, allowing him to do this.
I don't think I can stop him. I believe at the ACC Severe Injury Conference, Neville was their poster boy because he's been such a success story.
It's success that's even got the scientists amped up. AUT University have recently completed a pilot study on Enzogenol involving 100 people and found the product's antioxidising, anti-inflammatory properties to be very effective.
The most striking difference they showed in everyday memory improvement.
There's more testing to be done, and if Enzogenol proves to be effective,
It would be a major breakthrough in the treatment of traumatic brain injury.
Are you excited?
Absolutely. That's the good thing about science.
because of this pine bark extract, this couple say they are now excited about life again too.
It's fantastic. A year ago I was thinking, please, let's just get on a year so I can see where he's at. You think, I've never been one to wish my life away, but I really wanted that year to come fast.
I don't think I'll ever get to the stage where I can say, that's it, I'm there, I'm back to where I was. Well, I have to keep pushing for more.
You're going to be on the sidelines as your husband finishes that road race in summer?
Absolutely, I won't be riding, I can assure you, so I have to be on the sideline.
Nice story, Matthew. And yeah, it was the swallowing the teeth, which is, when you think about it, that sort of injury is probably more common than you'd kind of like.
Just to hear a little thing like that puts it all into sort of perspective.
Makes it all the more brutal. As we said, it's in a trial stage, 100 people trialled so far. Pretty successful, but you've got to say though, after 6 weeks, to see that sort of improvement, that's pretty promising stuff. Of course, not the first Dr. Science hat here, not the first time bark's been used. Willow bark Here's the guts of aspirin.
Willow bark.
Willow bark, apparently. No, willow bark, I do know that. Not apparently, I know that.
It's kind
I was pivotal in its invention. Hey, but the facts.
Speaking of inventions, we should point out too that this one, can you say the name of it, the drug?
Exogenol.
Exogenol. No, it's not exogenol. It's close to exogenol.
It's a Kiwi.
Enzogenol.
It's a Kiwi invention, so
Yes.
it's a very cool thing to be done right here in our country.